Hello, everybody. Welcome to another podcast. So, we have our special guest, Adarsh, today from India. And he is a wonderful environmentalist, a mentor, mental wellness coach, and he is very concerned about human health. And he does a lot of things to help nature, environment, and all these conservation projects. So, we are so glad to have you, Adarsh, here. So, Adarsh, can you give an introduction about yourself and what you are doing these days and what you are up to, and anything like the way you are trying to help people and all? We would like to get to know more
Okay.
about you.
Okay. So first of all, let me can mean thank Sanjeevana for
You're welcome.
inviting me as an guest for this podcast. And moreover, let me introduce me myself first. I am Adarsh. I am an environmentalist. I am an moreover like I am an environmental consultant.
Mhm.
Have been with more projects related to environment, and since I have completed 5+ municipality projects related to the same, and I am being doing another a new course in such a way that how people earn from this environmental, such a way benefiting both people and environmental. I'll post the same more in my LinkedIn page. If you are interested, you can join my you can look over my page and you'll get more details. Then more into
That,
this
sorry, yeah.
podcast.
So, others, please give us your link later on. So then we can put the link
Okay.
in the video as well as the our post what we share.
Okay.
Okay, then
Okay.
anybody can
Sure.
join others.
Sure. Sure. Sure.
Okay, okay, others. Yeah, please continue.
Actually, just I am planning.
Uh-huh.
I'll update the same in the group. I'll update the same in the LinkedIn,
Sure, sure. And
my
please
official
send
page.
it to us also personally. Yeah.
Sure. Sure. I'll do
Okay,
that.
okay, okay, okay. So, what are you going to
Okay.
teach us
Okay.
today, others? Last time you taught about no water and the
We'll
crisis we are facing.
yeah. We'll look about clean water and how do we restore them, and the need for that, and why we need to do so.
Mm-hmm.
So let's not talk more and let's move into
Sure,
the
sure.
concepts. Yeah. First of all, we'll look about source protection. There are nearly 5 topics to be discussed in this podcast. I'll discuss about first of all, we'll discuss of source protection, then aquatic weeds and floating debris removal, and third over waste treatment and reuse of this plant, and bioremediation, remeditation, and fifthly, community partnershiping and how ownership leads to this. Six of all, rainwater harvesting and groundwater recharge, and finally, plastic waste management. Sorry, it's just 7 topics, not 5 topics.
Sure, sure.
So let's start. Let's start with source protection. What's source protection? Safeguarding nature water factories. That's just source protection. The place where this water is being generated is the place where it's known as a source.
Mhm.
For example, let me say you have a tank where this water comes to every pipe. So this tank is considered to be as a source. Then why is the need to conserve this source? First, forest, wetlands, natural attachments act like an giant water filters.
Mhm.
You know, this forest directly helps in rain, mean seasonal raining.
Uh-huh.
This forest and other wetlands trap sediments and they purify water naturally. Thus, in a way, they recharge the purifier and they filter this water. And I'll give you with an example. Nearly in New York City, watershed protection plan. It's nearly 2 year based plan, I think so.
Mhm.
In that plan, nearly instead of they have spent nearly 1.5 billion to protect this forest and other wetlands rather than spending $10 billion for an filtration plant.
Mhm.
Thus, I mentioned that this forest and wetlands have a direct role in filtration of this water naturally.
Mhm.
So, first of all, source filtration is occurring in such a way that Newark has planned in a way that they are fostering this forest in a way that this forest purifies this water, and they are reducing the cost to nearly 8.5 billion is being reduced directly by conserving this forest and other wetlands. And for what's the need to conserve this, particularly the source? Its natural purification system is based on this forest and other wetlands. As the wetlands and other forest and sand, there are, you are seeing that of the sand. There are nearly different layers of sand. They, each layer act as a purifier of this water. And finally, while reaching the groundwater, we are having as a purified pure water that we are being using now. Then if this forest and other wetlands, if they are being protected, then the groundwater richness will be enriched in such a way that two benefits are being gained. First, purification is being naturally occurred, and then, I mean, this conservation of groundwater is being enriched. So, two ways are being considered while protecting and safeguarding this source. The first main criteria that's to be discussed is source. Then I'll move up to second one, aquatic weed and floating debris removal. Aquatic weed, everyone knows that a plant, pond, and other aquatic water bodies being choking with aquatic weeds like Solvina mollusta, water hyacinth, and so on. These weeds help to reduce the sewage order and so on, but they directly has an effect over the penetration of sunlight directly to the, I mean, water bodies in such a way that destroying this aquatic weeds and so on. So why this should be done? Why this aquatic weeds and floating debris? Floating debris means that plastics and other wastes, as I mentioned previously in the earlier podcast too about this. Why this should be removed? Like, they reduce the oxygen level and they reduce the algal blooms. Algal blooms increases the rate of fish death. Mean not useful. There are two kinds of bacteria. Yeah, one which helps in the direct enrichment of this water, and second one which is harmful to this water being, I mean, water body, reducing the quality of the water and killing other aquatic species which are around them. And this is a main thing that should be focused. Another thing is that mosquito mosquito breeding of this mosquito. If such aquatic weeds are being present in water bodies, they are being a main way to breed this. They are mean they have been a main place for breeding. So this aquatic plants and weeds should be cleared. Then an example, I'll say with an example. Lake Victoria's, many have been witnessed many news about Lake Victoria and Lake Victoria in Africa. This massive water hyacinth removal has helped fishing communities. Considering a lake or pond ecosystem, fishing is an primary activity that is done by the people around there. They This surveyor said that after a crisis that had fish stocks by 70%, this reduced that says that in Lake Victoria, this particular water hyacinth plant has reduced the fish yield by 70%, a number which is huge.
Yeah.
And finally, for what we are gonna do this? What is for what? Then to first reason is that to promote this aquatic lives which are being in this particular water ecosystem. That's the first reason we are focusing on. And to promote public health, that's the second reason that we are doing. Okay. Then we'll move off with the third thing is that wastewater treatment and its reuse. Wastewater treatment in such a way that we are being waste. Sewage treatment plants.
Mhm.
That's one example I can give this wastewater and how it is being reused.
Mhm.
Uh, Now let's look why there is a need to treat this wastewater and need to reuse it. Nearly, I'll say you will think that it's a huge number. Nearly 65% of industries are directly near to this river banks and so on. They are directly dumping their wastes
Got
to
it.
the water.
Uh-huh.
Normally, they are not treating the same, and they are just dumping the same to
Mhm.
aquatic. This affects this aquatic life a huge larger. This, the waste that is being dumped to these water bodies can be there for 60 to 70 days in that particular aquatic water. It's like a permanent, how will say, it's like a permanent guest. It's not a guest.
Uh-huh.
It's an example. It's like a
Uh-huh.
permanent guest that stays in that water for
Got
that particular area.
it.
Sustains for 60 to 70 days.
Mhm.
It's directly affecting this particular
Mhm.
aquatic species over there. Then treatment, if this particular treatment, if this is being prevented, this water could be water which is allowed to this plant will be clean and thus reducing the rate of fish deaths and other aquatic deaths.
Mhm.
Not even fish deaths, even I'll tell you with an example with in my India, Madhya Pradesh or some Madhya Pradesh it seems. An year back, a person has generally takes bath when he goes to a pilgrimage. It's
Mhm.
in a nearby a forest that consider that particular temple or pilgrim is near to an forest, and he baths at that particular river.
Fever.
It's beside that pilgrim.
Uh-huh.
This says that a news, it's not just news report. There are pros and cons about this news report. We'll 100% it's we cannot rely on this news. That news, particular news said that that particular person has died due to this contamination of that particular water. He starved for that, and he just stayed for 2 weeks or so after that bath.
Uh-huh.
Did you think that he will stay for that 2 weeks and so on?
Mhm.
It's an pathetic situation for such persons like that. So that should be clean. Wastewater after treatment can be reused for agriculture purpose and so on.
Mhm.
In example is that indoor lake in India
Mhm.
becomes the cleanest city in India by treating this particular lake is being treated 100 percentage of sewage, thus improving the urbans to use this river water for their recreational activities and their uses.
Mhm.
Then, by this, what are we coming to close on? There's a problem, as mentioned in previous podcast, about water scarcity and so on.
Sure.
Thus, yeah, this way will reduce the water scarcity as recreational activities and other household activities is being relying on this water and water river and river based activity. River and river based sources. So much more dependence on drinking water will be reduced, and this water could be used for other uses.
Mhm.
So that's a way. Then remediation, bioremediation. That's the another use to. It's a natural way to heal this pollution.
Mhm.
In this, the thing is that we'll boost on with we'll add on with useful microbes and other good bacteria to feed on this aquatic weeds and so on, thus reducing the harmness of a particular water ecosystem and promoting this to next level of usage for humans.
Mhm.
Example is that in Dal Lake of India, artificial floating islands made of aquatic plants, clean up nutrient pollution, and restoring natural health. This says that chemical usage is being directly reduced and use of biological and other remediation is being promoted here.
Mm-hmm.
Another example is that East Kolkatan wetlands in India itself. Naturally, 900 million liters of sewage is being treated with this, biological bacteria and so on. And they are supporting this for promoting fish cultivation in that particular area.
Mm-hmm.
Then the last two topics and last three more topics, and we'll move on.
Sure, sure.
Then how this community partner, community participation and ownerships, how that's getting a great impact over there. Why community should be participated actively in such activities that for a future greener ecosystem and so on for next generation. You
Mm-hmm.
should at least, there are many sustainable development goals, you should have some in mind, and considering for your next generation should protect some, so that our next coming up generation will follow them and they'll get more benefited from them. That's a key that I should tell towards this community to actively participate in reducing the dumping of in direct disposal of waste into this water bodies, and the reduce of this dumping of industrial sewage and hospitalized sewages to water bodies. It's a main that it has caused a great catastrophic impact in this world,
Mm-hmm.
particularly in India's and this Asian countries. It's a great problem to
Problem.
be considered. Asians, if Asians should survive for other years, million years, then not million years. If they should survive for another years,
Mm-hmm.
they should practice this. They should practice in their day-to-day life in such a way that
Mm-hmm.
they'll, if they practice it daily, then it will be automatically, it will be a habit for them to practice so.
Mm-hmm.
They do so, they are directly conserving this and they are promoting this ecosystem. And then finally, with rainwater harvesting and groundwater research and plastic and waste management. Ground rainwater harvesting, that topic should not, that is a known topic for all us. Rainwater harvesting is being implemented in many parts of the country and many parts of the world globe, many parts of the globe. This rainwater harvesting boosts the groundwater enrichability of that particular space, thus ensuring that an active water presentation is being conserved for the next future generations on. And let me give an example for rainwater harvesting. Leligan city in India, under Anna Hesse, it's a great leader. Under his leadership, transformed a drought, about drought-stricken areas. He changed this drought-stricken village into an water supplement, water supplement village in such a way that it being lushy with waters and so on. How he has converted by his rainwater conservation and so on. It's in this event I gratefully congratulate his own leadership and his qualities for doing such a great thing. Okay. Then finally, we'll move up with plastic and waste management, and we'll finish off this podcast for today.
Okay, okay.
And why plastic and waste management should be followed. Waste management, as mentioned earlier, there should be management of waste in such a way that degradable and degradable and non-degradable waste should be segregated. Plastic waste should be segregated separately from that of bio waste, and this segregation allows thus from
Mm-hmm.
uh, how we'll say that will just restoration directly, it's affecting the restoration
Mm-hmm.
directly. It has an unique major role in water restoration and so on. So this source and its restoration has a great impact in next if we need to conserve water for this, first we should conserve the source. Then we'll move up with another restoration activities as mentioned, like rainwater harvesting, plastic waste management, aquatic weed removal, active community participation in all this is a major role where community can engage actively with this natural activities and boost this program to an next level. I mean, and winning program for
Uh,
our next generation. It's an, how will say, it's preliminary for us to do all such activities. By this, for giving such an opportunity, I thank Mr. Sanjeevna for this
uh,
opportunity and will
uh, uh.
thank
So,
you. For
uh,
any queries and so on, you can feel free to contact me at my LinkedIn or through my mail ID.
uh, uh, uh,
I have also provided my WhatsApp number to
so,
Sanjeevna. You can also reach
okay.
me through WhatsApp.
Uh-huh. So just one question, Adarsh. Adarsh,
Okay.
a person asked me like, there's some deep maybe next time also you can answer this if you want. I'm just asking.
Okay.
So there's some very
Okay.
pure water in the depths of the our earth, right? They call it
Yeah.
a specific name. This water is very pure.
Yeah.
What is that water, Adarsh?
Uh,
They give a special name.
recently too. Yeah, yeah, we'll give a special name. I recently encountered with the names continuously, but I
Uh-huh.
don't remember. I'll be up with that for the next session.
Sure, sure, sure. Because they say like if
It's
any place, even if it's a desert or any place, if you dig deep
yeah,
inside, you can get there.
deep inside.
Sorry?
There's an hundred. Yeah, every areas, even that's not restriction for desert and so on. Every
Uh,
areas it's such. Every areas has such a water, pure water. It
yeah,
means
pure
hundred
water.
percentage. Yeah, 100% pure water, which is
Uh,
rich in all these particular nutrients
yeah,
that
yeah,
we
yeah.
need on. It's free from the harmful bacteria too.
Sure, sure.
I'll tell you with an example. In this Muslim area, Saudi Arabia,
Uh-huh.
there is a famous religious spot, right? We
Yeah.
are providing people with this. Sorry,
Makkah, like where they
yeah,
go.
Makkah, Makkah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, exactly the Makkah. The place they are giving this
Water.
particular pure water.
Uh,
This has high richment qualities in this
qualities. Yeah,
water,
yeah.
and they are much better than other water.
Other
Not
water.
comparing both,
Yeah, yeah,
they
yeah.
are rich in, how will say, uh, comparing like an pearl stone and that of an normal white stone. How white stone and pearl stone differs, but both are stones.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah. If we can others
That
like find more details about this and we can let people know because some people cover this thing up. And then
okay.
if we can,
Yeah,
I also cannot remember the exact name. Even in some countries
yeah,
where they had natural springs like this, which came from the deep, uh, and in places
okay.
like Libya, they took that water and they were able to give like
Yeah,
unlimited water free. There's a big, so usually
yeah,
we hear like if you take the lower water, that the water dries up. But here, this is
okay.
something like unlimited resource, and it's both it's
Unlimited. Yeah,
pure and it's very nutritious, no?
nutritious. It's another thing is that these water are naturally replenishing.
Yeah, exactly.
How was that of
Uh-huh.
they replenishes mean as they finishes off their replenishes.
Uh-huh. So,
I'll cover
uh,
my next. We'll have the next podcast about the same. I'll
so
highlight this.
sure, sure, sure. If others, we can like encourage people to take that water. A lot of water problems will
Yeah,
be
that's an
solved,
another.
no?
Yeah, solved. Yeah, water crisis and water scarcity will be solved.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Please look into
We'll
that and
focus on this
tell us also about more
for
details
sure.
about it. Eh?
Sure, sure.
Ah, okay, then thank you
Okay,
so much, Adarsh, and
okay.
we'll
Thank you.
definitely put all the
Thank you.
details of Adarsh in the video as well as the post we put everywhere. So we put it in YouTube, we put it in Facebook, we put it in Instagram, TikTok, even WhatsApp channels, Telegram, and there are some other channels also which are not very popular, like, but we put them in there also, so you can meet Adarsh anywhere and see watch this video as well as all the others contacts from the email right up to WhatsApp. His LinkedIn profiles and everything are there. So others, anybody can meet, contact others and get to know his expertise and try to help you in what he's doing. So thank you so much, Adarsh, and for
Thank you.
educating us and making this awareness. And we really appreciate what you are doing to the environment.
Great. Okay.
Have a great
Thank you.
day, and
Meet
thank
you
you
in
so much.
another. Meet you in another meeting.
Sure, sure. Thank you so much,
Okay.
Adarsh.
Thank
Have a great day.
you.